everybody remembers their first time.
Love Adam. Well, I don't think everyone does their first time live. Like, oh my God.
Lost my shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a long-awaited, long-anticipated episode of Everybody Loves Tom. I have two very special guests here I'm really excited about. My girlfriend, my love, Victoria Lee Robinson, and then our friend, Scott Camaran. What's up, guys?
Great.
How we doing?
Bye, babe.
It's been a minute. I know it's been a long time. We've been really busy. I think I've been on like 2 tours. I shot Traders. Just getting the house together, you know.
Yeah.
Lots of changes.
Yeah.
Lots of changes. Good changes.
Yeah, good changes.
Yeah.
How you guys feeling?
Great.
Good. I know I asked everybody, like, God, might have been a couple months ago for questions. I know, and sorry it took so long, guys. We actually recorded something like a few weeks ago or so, and the footage got corrupted or whatever, so we couldn't use it. So that's what took so long, and then I went on another tour and blah blah blah. Here we are now. We are here now.
We're back.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot like how to do this.
I've never done this.
I know, this is like your second time. And your first time you were like a deer in the headlights.
I was in. Thanks, babe. Thanks, you're so sweet.
No, I would have been too.
Yeah, I was doing a live. I was like, yeah, like, I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to get this done. And then I was like, how long is this going to take?
You're like, is this a court deposition?
I feel like I'm in jail right now. I feel like I'm like stuck in
Hey, look, everybody remembers their first time.
Love Adam. Well, I don't think everyone does their first time live.
That's true.
So yeah.
I didn't
like
know,
even
I
like going
It's
back.
like bungee jumping.
No, I do not recommend. Oh my God. See, I'm already hitting the damn
It's all good, baby.
thing. Yeah, I remember whenever like going back to that. It's like they're Billy and all the girls are making fun of me, and it's like, okay, you guys want to talk crap? Like, try going live.
Yeah.
Try. See if your stories are still straight.
Yeah, and everybody just wanted to like, or that was with Adam. And Adam, you know, great guy. I've known Adam for a long time. We actually met working at SUR together. And now he has a very successful podcast, and he was really cool, but it was just an awkward situation, you know. The whole thing was an awkward situation. I mean, shit, I was in Scotland at the time. We got our phones like every Sunday, and we get our phones every Sunday for like a half an hour or 45 minutes or so, and I'm like finding all this out, and then it's like,
Convenient.
Wait,
yeah, exactly.
They only give your phone once a week?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got
yeah, because I remember you called me while I was in New York at the time, and I was like, "Where's Tom?"
Yeah.
She was like, "He's filming right now. Like, I'm by myself." So.
We'll get into all of that later.
Yeah.
Let's like do some happy stuff.
Yes.
I don't want to.
We have questions. We'll get to the questions in a minute.
I haven't been wanting to get to that anyways. I'm like, that's not worth my time.
First of all, yes, I know. First of all, you guys, it's Victoria Lee Robinson, successful model, amazing, awesome girlfriend, best friend.
Like that.
What the hell? I can't.
I love
you. She just did her second Maxim cover. I mean,
Casual, very casual. Like
the second Maxim cover. Like I, used to get Maxims back in the day. Like that was the dude Bible.
I was gonna say there's some Maxim men.
Yeah. Is there?
Is there really?
I don't
No.
think so.
No.
That's why I was like, are you?
Maxim's like for men. No, I would get Maxim because it always had like, it was like the guy, the dude Cosmo. It was like for, what did it used to say at the top, like gadgets, girls, and rock. I can't remember what it used to say back in the day, but
I have no clue.
Yeah.
It was like Sports Illustrated. It's like in that vein.
Yeah, but like not really a lot of sports.
That's a
More
little-
like
not.
there was
you
gadgets,
got
it was
the
fashion,
swimsuit,
and there was like
issue,
hot
that's what I
girls.
mean. Yeah, exactly.
You guys just talked over each other. I have no clue what you guys said.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
It's bros being bros, bro.
Yeah, bro. Come on, bro.
Bruh.
Anyways,
Rah.
so Scott,
Hello.
we have known Scott since the beginning of our relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has been here since
day one. Day one.
Since
So-
actually before. Well,
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
You've been with
so
me.
I met Tom through you, obviously, but the very first time I met you, Tom, was via FaceTime. Was it New Year's Eve?
Oh,
It was New
God.
Year's
Oh,
It
you're
was New
trying
Year's
to
Eve.
embarrass
Yes,
me.
you were traveling, and like Victoria pulls me off to the side. She goes, Scott. So I'm talking to this guy. Like I really like him. Whatever. Blah blah blah.
We were just talking, by the way.
Yes.
We weren't dating
Yes.
at that
Yeah.
This was
we were
like
just talking.
pre-dating. I was actually, you guys met up with me after your
Yeah.
first official date. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Barney's
Yeah.
Beanery.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
We went
got drinks
to-
after your first official date. Yeah. So I've literally been there since day one. And I've seen you guys at least once a month since.
But back to New Year's Eve.
Yes, New Year's Eve. So we were in the bathroom getting ready, and she FaceTimes you, and she goes, Scott, come over. I want you to meet Tom, and like I say hi to you. But it was like so sweet because like you were literally in the car, like on your vacation in another country. It was like daytime over there.
Oh,
And you were
yeah.
just like carrying on a conversation while your friends were like in the car as well. And I was like, this guy is so sweet. Didn't know much about you. Like I already told you.
No, I
like,
thought you were really cool too when I
thank
first met you.
No,
And-
I told Tom before, like I've never watched a show. I didn't know anything about you. I didn't have any like pre-knowledge at all. So like getting to know you in like IRL versus like.
But now after seeing me in
Yeah.
my cameo in The Hills, now you
Yes, after doing deep research.
Is that it?
And
Wait,
my-
were you really in the Hills?
I was
That's
briefly in The Hills. I crashed the casting back in the day. My friend
No
Alan,
way.
and I think Jax might have even had that casting. And I went there, and it was for a runway show, and they like interviewed you like you were like they were auditioning. Like it felt like American Idol. Like
Wait, was
there
this
was like
before-
4 people at a table, one of them being cast members, and like and it was for a runway show. It was kind of funny.
Wait, was this before or after Vanderpump?
Oh, way before.
Okay,
Way before.
Because
It's
I
The
remember
Hills.
growing up. No, I know. I remember
old
growing
Hills.
up, like
Not the
Yeah.
rebrand.
that show used to come on like MTV and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a
That
throwback.
was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. Like to be honest, I wouldn't remember that anyway, even if I did see you on that. I'm glad I met you in real life time
Yeah.
versus like on television.
So do I, except for finding out everything in the middle of our
After.
relationship. I'm like on the phone. I'm literally like, because my algorithm
Freaking out.
before, I mean, I didn't.
You're like, yeah, he's that dude from Special Forces. They're like, no, he's that
Well,
he's
no.
that dude from Vanderpump
Well,
Rules.
no, it's because I was on the phone with you, and I was driving on Sunset, and I was like, oh shit, like you're in front of me right now. You're on the billboard. And then I'm like in the middle of the relationship. I'm like, I'm starting to like, people are starting to send me stuff like, you're dating this man. I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden my algorithm is changing. And all of a sudden, yeah, you little shit.
Oh my god.
All the memes, all of
Yeah,
the.
I'm looking.
all
I'm
the-
just looking
Like,
down.
Tom,
and
you
I'm-
pretending to be asleep right now?
yeah, you probably should. So I was like looking down, and I'm like, you did what?
Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry, guys.
Right.
I've given him some shit.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sitting
will
like this
stop
because
now.
it hurts. It hurts to sit down.
No, I know.
Exactly.
So I just.
I've given you some shit. I think it's. I'm gonna stop
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
It's time to stop now.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
But
though.
we're all on
But
the come up
you
now.
needed a little.
We're back.
Yes.
You need a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. So Scott, you're here from New York.
Yes. Yes.
How's it going in New York? Welcome back
Good.
to LA.
Thank you. I mean,
Again.
you know what's weird is like because I have this conversation with you guys all the time where I'm like, I feel like I'm back so often that it doesn't feel like there's any like time missing.
I know.
When I came for your birthday, you guys just looked at me like you saw me like the other day.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
You're
"Oh, what's up,
you're like,
Scott?
hey, Scott.
Good to
And I was
see-"
just like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't live here anymore. But it's funny because I never really know when I'm coming back, but also at the same time, my friends are so used to seeing me. I like the bi-coastal energy. Like I can have New York and I can have LA, you know, my cake and eat it too, but let's see how long that lasts. But my people here, I think that's what is always the allure for LA. I know a lot of people love the weather and whatever, but I'm like, really, it's like you guys are some of my closest friends in the world. Like I spend a lot of time with you guys.
I know, man.
So,
we love you, dude.
If we're not like with each other, we're with
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but like
That's pretty
even
much
when
kinda
you guys are in New York, it's like,
it really
hey, what are we
is.
doing? Like,
Yeah.
we went bike riding last time you guys were in New York. It was so much fun.
fun.
We just like went down the West Side Highway after doing like spy games. It was so much fun.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
spy
that was a great day.
games.
That was a great day. That I had like a ball that night.
Yeah, that was fun.
But New York's good. It's fall weather now. It's like 50 or 40 degrees over there. So not looking forward to going back, but everything's
Christmas
amazing.
there is so nice though.
It is.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, like
Do you ever go ice skating in Rockefeller?
Okay, I have a story about that because I've only gone ice skating one time ever in my life, and the very first time my friends were like on each side of me and they were like, okay, are you good to go? Like you go by yourself?
Famous last
Yeah, they
Words.
released me
question.
and 5 seconds into me solo skating by myself,
Did the
I
Luigi?
fall and twist my ankle and fracture my ankle.
I fractured my tailbone.
Did you really? No, off of ice skating?
Off of ice
no,
skating.
see, this is why I avoid it. Like, this is, I'm not meant for...
All right, so
Right, that was your first-
ice
So
skating at
skating's
Rockefeller,
out.
it is.
Well, not at Rockefeller,
Damn.
but that
Yeah,
was your
okay.
first time.
First time.
Okay, mine
Yeah.
wasn't the first time.
Oh, okay.
I was like that was like my
Really?
little thing. I loved doing the little twirls and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
okay. So, but like,
Whenever
you
I was
knew
really
how
young,
to actually...
though. Well, I was
like,
really
ice-
young, but then after that fracture on
Yeah,
my
you
tailbone,
were like, nah, I'm good. Thank you.
I never went back.
Oh, that's brutal.
It hurts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awful. Okay, so I have some questions here that you guys sent in. I appreciate you sending in your questions. I know it's been a while. Sorry it took so long. Hopefully these aren't so outdated. I'm just kidding. They're not. So this first one is for me. You guys haven't watched the show, but it says, what season do you think is the best and why? I think a lot of our seasons have been great for different reasons. Obviously, some of them have been jam-packed with drama and lots of just things, we'll say. But I think season 1 was really great in its own way. It was very much about Jackson Stassi. Season 2, I feel like we really came into our own, and obviously it had a powerful ending with the Jackson Kristen revelation, and then I ended up punching Jax.
No.
Yeah, it was. This is a while ago. This is.
How many seasons are you guys?
We're in. We finished 11 seasons. We took one off for COVID.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed. I think it was. I mean, they're all starting to blur together, but I really enjoyed the season where Tom and Katie got married. That was great because it was fun. That wedding, that whole thing was really fun. Doing the drag in New Orleans, like we hired like real drag mothers and everything, and really went for it. And then also just the whole wedding experience. And then it wasn't great for Tom and Katie, which made the show spicy, but then also, the following season with the opening of TomTom, the motorcycle sidecar arriving at the opening of TomTom with the matching suits, the sidecar, everything. That was really, really cool. Yeah, it's tough to say. I'm sure the viewers, our viewership was insane. We had like Walking Dead numbers, season 10. My favorite season was not season 10 or 11. That was awful. But I'm sure it was a lot of people's favorite season. But
What, the last two?
yeah, that's when
the
people
only-
most
That's the only
watch.
That's the only two things that I've seen are the two last reunions.
Oh God, the reunions!
only
I
ones
can't even
that
watch
I've
the reunion.
seen.
I don't even watch the reunions.
I've seen the last
I've
two
only seen
reunions. That's
clips,
all
to
I've
be
ever
honest.
seen, and I am traumatized. I do not want to watch anything else.
Ugh.
So
That's all I needed.
There's a lot of funny, really funny, light parts and
I'm sure
in our show. That's the
I'm-
thing that I love about it is the
I
like.
know, but like, what am I supposed? How am I supposed to know what to watch, where to watch? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
where do you start? Yeah, do you
yeah.
start from season one? Like,
We hired like for
I think-
Jackson, Brittany's dual bachelorette party. We hired like Hollywood like special effects makeup artists and
sick.
prosthetic artists to dress us as old men.
that's what I wanted to be for Halloween.
You could
Yeah,
not
I wanted to
recognize
be
me.
the old man.
If you can pull up a picture of me as an old man,
Oh, I love it.
I could walk right up to you and be this far away from you. You would not be able to tell it was
so
me.
sick.
It was
I
insane.
really want to be an old person
Yeah.
for Halloween.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Those are the fun things.
Yeah.
I love in New York, the Heidi Klum party in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Like
I want to
all
go
of like
all
the
out.
VS models and
Yeah.
all of the
Oh,
most
that-
beautiful women
Yeah.
dressed like I think it's Sarah Sampaio. She dressed as an old lady or an old man.
I love
and she
it.
had like a cane and she just looked so cool. And then she
That's-
dressed as a ring girl one time and she just looked. You would
Yeah.
never know.
New York
it was
goes
a
hard
supermodel.
for the costumes.
A
Like,
supermodel.
yeah.
There was a girl
she
that
was-
was like
wait.
Patrick Starr.
Oh, like from SpongeBob? That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Wait. So this girl dresses as a hunched over old lady, like with a cane or walker, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. What's not that it's a dead giveaway because nobody like that would be out at 2
That's
a.m.,
true.
3 in the morning on
But it's
Halloween.
Kind of epic,
It's
though.
legendary. If you see,
I'm just kidding,
it,
I'm just kidding.
just look it up. It's awesome.
So I have another question. We're getting into it here. Which artists really got you into music? I started playing trumpet when I was in 4th grade, and I played piano a little bit. I bought a guitar for like $35, an acoustic, and started learning when I moved to New York because I quit playing. I was in marching band, all that stuff, and I started playing guitar, but I was really inspired by Incubus, specifically like Make Yourself really was an awesome album to me. And Linkin Park, Muse, early on Van Halen, Styx, Kansas. Yeah, those are my bands, and obviously, my whole 90s group, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, all those groups. By the way, shout out to the Singles soundtrack, which was one of my favorites, like right in the heart of like that whole Seattle movement. Screaming Trees, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, all these bands were like on this one soundtrack. But yeah, it's a great soundtrack. But yeah, that kind of also like R&B and hip hop growing up. My dad was a DJ, and I used to get in dance contests. I used to dance in lip syncing contests, but I used to win.
I mean, we still dance when we go out.
Yes, we do. You're never too old to dance.
Yeah.
You're never too cool to dance.
I think the coolest people are the ones who dance. I hate going out to a place and like everyone's just like
Too cool.
They're just like
I'm
sitting
like, you're
with their
so
drinks
boring.
like
Like,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you could do that at home. Like,
Yeah.
like you're at a cool venue with space to dance. Go dance.
Yeah, I
love
agree.
that though.
So what kind of music inspires you guys?
You know what music
I know. I know you're.
Honestly. Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, what you just said.
Bush.
The 90s. Bush.
Yeah.
90s. 90s for sure. I'm a 90s gal.
Yeah, you are. Love that about you.
Took you to that Limp Bizkit concert.
Oh yeah, Limp Bizkit.
Oh my god, how fun was
Dude, that was awesome. Results May Vary is like one of my favorite. Like it's one of my favorite albums. I think it's my favorite album by Limp Bizkit. My Way. And I did a song with like Saliva.
I don't know why you were so shocked
You
whenever you
Alive.
found out that I knew My Way. I was like,
It
doesn't
just wasn't their
everyone-
most popular album. Like a lot of
I
people.
feel like everyone knows My Way.
Wait, was that the video when you guys were backstage,
Yeah.
like jumping up and down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love.
Oh my God, we
was
had
very jealous.
So much fun.
I was very upset.
Oh man.
Between Break Stuff and My Way.
Shout out to Ty, who we met side stage. He was so cool. We were just, everybody around us was just jamming out. Like I feel like we became friends with like
Mostly
It was
everyone.
so much fun.
mostly everybody.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, it seemed like we kind of put a little damper on Katie Maloney's and Dana's night, and then the other girl that
I don't
doesn't.
even know who those girls are. I know of Katie, obviously, but like I don't know the other girls. But
Well, that was your first time probably seeing Katie.
yeah, I just remember looking over at you, and I'm like, I think Katie's over there. And then I whispered over to you, and I'm like, she, like, I've never seen, because I've never seen her in person. I'm like, she's really cute. And then like I looked over, and I thought like, oh, we're all adults here,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. And I looked over at her, and I'm like I pointed over at you. I'm like, you should say hi, Tom.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, of course. I was going to.
I remember I was like, you should say hi. And
I
then
could tell they were like
looked-
looking at me and
remember,
like
I
talking
looked-
about me.
Well, I looked over at her, and I was like pointed over to you because
And
you
then-
were like waving.
Yeah.
And then like,
I was like this. I was like, hey,
yeah,
hey, it's cool. Like, hi,
it's all good.
what's up?
And
And
that was a hard no.
I got like the nastiest like somebody just like she smelled something disgusting, and like the you can't sit with us vibe. It was just like a
wait,
like a
and so
turn.
who's Katie?
Katie Maloney. She's Tom Schwartz's ex-wife. She's also on the show.
Oh,
she's on
so you
Vanderpump Rules.
Know her.
Yeah,
I don't. He does,
Okay.
yeah.
and it was just like this, like
I didn't even like, because I don't know where I didn't wave. I just pointed over at you, like hoping that you guys would be like cordial. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
connect.
and I'm like, well,
Oh, because you never.
I'm at Limp Bizkit. I'm not gonna let anyone ruin my time, and I
Yeah.
just like had fun. Like
'Cause
I
that was
was
your
like,
we
first
had a
time.
blast. We were like, I was sweating.
I know. I just like right when
I
that,
saw those videos.
Right
You
when
guys
that
were
happened,
going crazy.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
it.
But right when that happened, I was like, okay, well that didn't work out, and then we just started
Yeah,
like,
we're just like, okay.
we just started like headbanging and just like jumping. It was so fun.
God,
God, that was such a good night.
I remember I heard that clip where she was talking about like you guys could have gone to the other side of the. It's like, girl,
You said that?
yeah, like we could have like moved or something. I'm like,
We are-
girl,
Who said
we
that?
were there first. You guys walked up.
I'm
Like,
30.
Katie said
I'm
that?
32 years old. I think I'm old enough to be able to handle somebody beside me. And
yeah. I mean, they weren't even right. They were like, I don't know, 12 feet away or something. Like there was a
I'm-
group of people.
But
You
like
know,
my head wasn't
It's
like
20
thinking about
people at
them
least.
being there. I was thinking
Yeah.
about holy shit.
like
I
watching
am size
Limp
2.
Bizkit, watching
yeah,
Fred
yeah.
Durst,
He keeps,
watching.
like,
Yeah.
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
He keeps walking past me, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
That's where my head was at. And then just like
Watching the jump,
they
like-
opened with break stuff, ended with break stuff, and I'm
Dude.
like, oh my god,
Lost my shit.
It, was
It looked
so
like so
fun.
much fun.
I looked
It
over
was.
them- I like looked over them a few times. I'm like, are they just here to like be here? I know they were like, I don't know. I'm just like, cause they were just sitting there, you know, and like,
Were they not like having fun?
I don't know. They were just kind of
Were they just-
sitting there. I'm
They're just
like,
the-
I mean, I've been to
Mean
like, you
Girls
know, I
and-
go to music festivals and stuff, and I like go see an artist, and I like maybe know one of their songs.
Yeah.
I think I saw them like moving around a little bit, like during Rolling, and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
so you know,
came
like
for the one song.
the cheesiest one. I'm sorry, it was never my favorite Limp Bizkit song out of all
It
those
is.
songs.
It's
Fate,
it's the most like
commercially, like,
yeah.
Radio.
yeah.
I wasn't like I said, I wasn't paying attention. I was in my own.
Oh,
world.
yeah. No, for sure.
I'm not gonna let. Yeah.
Well, I guess like my musicians that like got me into music is off the top of my head is Michael Jackson. Like as a performer.
Oh, yeah.
Like that is what like as a child there's videos of me like dancing to Michael Jackson. I don't know if you remember like at the end of Free Willy, I think there was like a song that Michael Jackson did that was like Free
Hold
Willy used to be my shit.
like the River
I was so-
Jordan.
literally, I lost my mind as a child. I'd be like in my room, like no. So that's what got me like into. Also, he was more than just like a musician. Like he was like a true like visual architect. Like
Yeah.
his album covers were so intricate, as well as like his music videos and stuff. But then on the flip side of things, when I was, I think 12, I got into like Green Day. Actually, even before that.
Green Day.
Before that, I had gotten into like Led Zeppelin and Pink
Ooh.
Floyd, and
Yes.
I mean, then I went through like my Beatles phase, and then I got into Green Day for like my punk phase, and then not even a phase because I still.
We just went and saw Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins.
I know. Don't mention
I've seen
it.
Green
I
Day a couple
don't want to
times.
talk about
Yeah.
it. Literally, Ava, like my best friend Ava, she
I wasn't a
literally
fan.
went to. Really?
No,
that
I
breaks my
like I
heart.
walked out.
No.
Wait, what happened?
Okay.
Remember, I walked out on Green Day.
On Green Day.
Well,
Really?
you were not feeling well.
I was sick.
Oh, okay.
But it was still wasn't my favorite.
Okay, fair.
They're
And,
great.
I
They're
mean, the
great.
energy. I also saw like Paramore and Jimmy Eat
Nice.
World. Like
I've seen Jimmy Eat World.
AFI. Funny story. The lead singer of AFI had no idea what he looked like in person, but I knew the music. I have literally gotten tattoos with this person at the same time.
No
And-
way.
But twice. The second time I saw him, he was like, "Oh, how's
Wait,
your
what?
tattoo?"
Oh my.
I know. Don't listen. I don't like to talk about this.
No, that's
but
funny,
No,
though.
it's insane because
Yeah.
then I go to see AFI on stage and I was like,
That's that guy.
I was like,
Wait a
hold
minute.
on.
Wait.
Right, exactly. I was like, because he has a neck tattoo that he got. He was the appointment before me. So he was getting like a neck tattoo. And I was like, oh, that's so sick. We're talking, blah, blah. He's like, oh, what are you getting? I was like, I'm getting my grandparents' birth dates on my arm. He's like, oh, that's amazing, yada, yada, yada. Then I cameo in this like movie thing that he's in. And like I saw him on set. We talk about our tattoos. Still don't know who this man is. Then I see him live on stage and I'm like, oh.
my
Yes.
God.
So that was like a full circle moment, but yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
sidetrack from all of the music. But yeah.
I love it. Let's get to. All right.
Oh, I know that laugh.
It's an uncomfortable, awkward
Oh,
laugh.
it's an uncomfortable
Is it
laugh.
So the question is, which a lot of people obviously are wanting to know, is what happened with you guys and Billie Lee.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. What happened is
I mean, I would say,
what happened with us and Billie Lee? I mean, what happened with Billie Lee is the real question.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've known Billie for a while now. Obviously, she was on Vanderpump Rules. I met her before that, and we were close and good friends, and it's very sad because you feel like you can trust somebody, and you feel like you have a friend who's open and honest and real with you, and then you just find out this whole other side, and it makes you sort of question, like it makes you like sort of pull into like your shell. And with Billie Lee, I can explain some. I know she went on quite a tangent, which was just so frustrating, and like all the shit that she said about you, like all the bullshit. It's like nobody even like from my from the Vanderpump world, from that audience, even knows you yet. And it's like it's so fucked up for her to create this character. It's like a character.
Yeah, it's like I haven't even been able to speak, and she's already created of like
this whole
narrative
bio
like,
of
who I
Victoria and this whole dynamic that just didn't even exist.
It's like, oh, well, you have nobody knows you, but I'm going to paint the narrative of who you are. And that's the first thing that everyone hears. And then I even like have people walking up to me like, you're welcome, Billie, but
Yeah, it's so
like,
fucked up.
you got what you wanted. I have people walking up to me at shows, and then they're like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I've heard so many like awful things about you, but you're so nice. And I'm like, yeah, that's not me. And I'm like, I like take a second, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to let it bother me, because I'm not going to let some person that obviously is hurting on the inside or whatever is going on with her paint the narrative, write the narrative of my life and who I am, because that's not who I am. She said I was a drug addict and said that all of these things, and it's like, I mean, let's be real. I mean, we just smoked weed for the first time.
Twice. We smoked weed twice.
No, but I'm saying
Recently,
we
yeah.
just like, you can go and see it. It's on his Instagram.
It is.
It's where I'm like the ghost under the
Yeah.
sheets. I was like, hey babe, should we smoke weed for the first time?
It's just really frustrating because
even other things, it's like,
Yeah.
I also never said I was a perfect angel. I drink.
Yeah.
I'm not an alcoholic. Like,
Yeah.
I will go to an event, or I'll go to Schwartz and Sandy's and have a drink, have a couple drinks. But
Also, we're adults. Crazy.
I'm
What
30.
do
I'm
we-
a 32 year old.
Right. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, we have fun. We go out. We drink.
I am not.
Like, come
We
on.
are not vampires. We work out. We
Yeah.
work.
Exactly. We're
we get
pretty
our
fucking
stuff done.
responsible.
Yeah, we get
I
our
mean,
stuff done.
this is out of
Work hard.
in
play hard.
like 20 plus years. This is the least that I have drank, gone out. Like, I'm very much more responsible, and I think it took taking like that 8 months off of drinking and whatnot, that like I just needed a reset. And I never ever like planned on just like never drinking again. I was just taking a break. And with this whole thing with Billie, I'll back it up a little bit. I want to try to be brief. I don't want to get all like totally into it, but when the affair first happened, like Billie pretty much separated herself with me, and like went all like Team Ariana and all that stuff. And I get it. I was a fucking bad look, and in some ways, like, I probably still am, unfortunately. But
She went Team Ariana?
yeah, I didn't hear from her at all. And then
That's so crazy, because when she was in your kitchen, she was constantly like, fuck Ariana, fuck the
I
plants.
know. I'm like,
fuck
yo,
watering
chill out,
these
Billie.
plants.
Like, yeah.
There's actually by the way, somebody sent me this. There's a video of her in like February recording a podcast of her saying that. But yet she's like saying all of this stuff of how she was on your side, and then now all of a sudden she's trying to win over the
like
fans.
she's like kissing Ariana's ass.
Well, she's trying to win over the fans on the podcast by saying now she likes Ariana. But I'm like, you were shit talking Ariana in the house.
She's been like telling the press and people that I'm living there, which I'm not. So now I stopped watering her plants, and she can go fuck herself.
Yeah, let those fucking plants die.
Like,
This whole spiel of like that she gave up friends and lost all these friends to be friends with me is total bullshit. She didn't lose any friends. People in general were always a little scared of Billie because she would use the trans card and do things like that a lot and call people out, and like not call people out but go after people like if she got upset. And even like I wanted to read this because she's like, I remember going back on this podcast, she's like, oh, I only did say one thing about Katie and blah blah blah, not invite. It's like, girl, they just didn't like you. They didn't invite you to something not because you're trans. They just didn't.
Right.
But she chose to use that.
Right.
And then like later on, after like she left the show, she tweeted at Bravo TV, what about Jax Taylor? He refused to film with me because I was trans, and I called him out on his white cis privilege. Stop celebrating this disgusting actions. Hashtag cancel Jax. Like, she would say things like this, so people just
Wait,
kind of
she
like
posted that?
steered. Yeah, she fucking tweeted it.
shit.
And so people will like steer clear of her a little bit, and people didn't necessarily which I found with certain people, especially through this whole like affair and all that stuff. There were people that like mutual friends of Ariana and I hung out with, like, but they were more just friends with me, and people didn't necessarily like them as much. And Billie was one of those people, and so like she kind of was like, yeah, Team Ariana, and everybody's just like, nah. And then a month later she like hits me up, or 6 weeks, 2 months later she hits me up. She's like, hey, just checking in, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I need, obviously, yeah, Billie, like, of course. And then shortly thereafter that time, and this is kind of what caused a little bit of the friction and jealousy towards you.
Side note, but like this whole team, I keep
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
Team
it's
Ariana,
just stupid.
Team Tom is just it's silly.
It is silly. It's stupid.
Yeah, there shouldn't be teams.
There's no team anything. It's just like,
No. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry, that just
Yeah.
caught me off guard.
No,
Because
I know.
keep
It's just
hearing. Yeah.
So when shortly thereafter she started talking to me, obviously I was in a very vulnerable place, and you know, I remember her asking me, and this is what caused some of the like shit with Victoria, and is that she asked me, because she's always wanted to have a baby and whatnot, she asked me if, like, you know, if it came down to it, I needed a sperm donor, whatever, like, would you possibly do that? And obviously I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this person wants to have a child. If she can't, like, whatever, like, has to get a surrogate, like, okay, I would consider that. And I was like, yeah, like, I would consider that. And so fast forward, you know, like, all of a sudden I keep hearing things, and this was during the time, like, me and T were never serious. T, that girl that was on last season, we were never really serious. She was talking to other guys. I mean, she even told me about one that, like, was on OnlyFans or something. And anyways, I don't know, but we were never really that serious, and we weren't really for that long either. And so, you know, she was like, hey, like, Billie's saying some crazy things, like, because Billie would come over, and she did help me find an assistant, but she would come over. Billie never really had a place to stay. So she would be like dog sitting, like, kind of living out of her car, stashing stuff at friend's house, stashing stuff at my house, coming over, doing laundry. And at that time, Ariana wasn't staying really at the house. She was on Broadway or whatever. And it was a big house, and I liked having the somebody there, even though she would just come over. She would, like, be on her laptop, go outside, be like, you know, chilling, whatever. And I didn't mind it. But it was very much sort of like a mutually beneficial thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
so you don't feel alone.
Exactly.
I've had one of those.
Yeah. And so, you know, she did start helping me out. And one of the things, like, her car got broken into, and she needed, like, her laptop got stolen, other things got stolen. I don't know if her car actually.
You should also lock your doors.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how. There was no broken glass.
Not saying, like, I mean, I obviously got her flowers.
Yeah.
I felt bad that her stuff got stolen.
That she accused you of love bombing.
Because I got her flowers because her stuff got stolen.
What? She accused you of love bombing
because I got her flowers after a car because she was crying. And he was saying that this was a really good
you're
friend
coming
of
on
his.
a little too strong, babe.
Oh my God. All of your things got stolen, so I'm getting you flowers to make you feel better, and I also got you a gift for your birthday. That's it. And that's a love bombing.
Oh,
apparently.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I like that actually hurt my feelings. I was like, wow, I'm like genuinely just trying to be a nice person and actually just put a smile on your face and make your day better.
But that's the thing
and
that bothers.
You are taking this now that you are upset over Tom, and you're using anything that you can against me. Like, even, sorry to interrupt you, but like.
No, go for it.
Even just like, he told me, and I'm like new coming into like his life, and I have to understand, like, I'm hearing some really sus things from Billie, right? And I'm coming to Tom, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if this is true, blah blah. And Tom's looking over at me like, excuse me, you know, I'm not gonna get into everything because it's just. Honestly, I don't want to get into it because the more I give, the more she's going to try. And it's just given her what she wants, and that's what she wants. You know what I mean? But anyways, what made me upset is I found out that she was your friend, and I offer her a place to stay. She didn't have a home. Yeah. And
a free place to stay in
I
one
offered her. I gave her the code.
Victoria's you got your own house.
I gave her a code to my house. I told her, I was like, you can have your own bedroom. It has a walk-in closet, has your own bathroom. She didn't have a home, so like not trying to make anyone feel bad about that.
Yeah, no.
I was genuinely just trying to help her. And then she goes and says all this stuff like, oh, I'm crazy, I'm recording and this and that. I'm like, girl, you were screaming on the phone whenever because she said that. How did I hear her or whatever? But your phone was like all the way up, and I could just hear her yelling it. And I'm literally just standing right there, and I looked over at you, and I'm like, I'm like, fuck both of you. And I walk out. Because
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, she was causing so many arguments, and
So-
you didn't know any better.
No, I didn't. And to explain more about how this got to this point, you know, and to talk about I ended up getting Billie a laptop because sort of like in exchange for her helping me out.
Yeah, of course.
You know, she wanted me to file a claim on my homeowner's insurance for her stuff out of her car, and I'm like, my deductible is like $10,000.
I don't
It's
think
like
you could do that. She doesn't live there.
you might be able to. I don't know. Yeah, but like it
don't
doesn't. Your deductible is like 10. It's like for serious damage,
Yeah.
and or serious theft or whatever. But I was like, I'll get you a laptop. And at this time, I mean, during this period of time, I mean, Billie was like helping me out, but like literally, I mean, she's like, can I borrow some money for dinner? Like I would be giving her cash, Venmoing her for dinner. But also during this time, she's telling T and other people that me and her are having a child together. And like I heard this from T, and I was like, she's like, T would be like, oh, like why are you, you're helping Tom get this? It's like, well, I'm getting a baby out of it, and like all this stuff. And then she would say things like, I would, overhear like things like, oh, like I hope Tom doesn't mind if the baby's a vegan. And it freaked me the fuck out because I know how reactive Billie can get. And this is somebody who,
and also that
has been like close to me during this time, who could sell stories and get like blah, blah, blah. I'm just fucking scared at what she might fucking say. Also, during this, after that, so where it comes to a head is I'm kind of scared. And then I met Karama from Queer Eye. Awesome dude, by the way. Karama, you're the shit. I met him at the BravoCon. He hosted our gala for Vanderpump Rules. And I was talking to him, super cool guy. We hit it off. And then like sometime later, his partner had a makeup release party. Billie and him knew each other. And so we went over there. Everybody leaves. We're hanging out by his fire pit. And he says, so, Tom, like, I hear you and Billie are bringing a child into this world.
No.
And I was like, I literally, like, immediately, I was like, whoa. I was like, Billie, like, I never, like, this has never been said. No, that's not happening. And, like, and I could tell, like, even when he said it, Billie was like that a little bit. And I'm like, okay, so like,
she wasn't expecting it to get back to you.
if you told this to Krama's not your best friend.
Right.
I've met this dude 2 times.
Right.
And this dude's literally like, oh, so I hear you and Billie are bringing a child into this world. I'm like, what the fuck? So crazy. I can only imagine how many people Billie is telling this to. And I'm like, Billie, I was like, Billie, like, you can't even afford fucking dinner. Like, you don't have a place to live. This was, I assumed that, like, Billie's from Indiana. I assume this is like, okay, like, you had been with trans men before. Like, you're with a trans man, or like, you're with somebody where you can't have a child with that person.
Right.
And like, I assumed that would be the case. And you would be moving far away. They would never know. Like, no, she's like telling people, well, I expect them to pay for college. And like, she's doing stand-up comedy. She doesn't even have a partner. I'm like, so what are you going to do? Go do stand-up and just drop that? Like, I was like, Billie, like, she's like, well, do you know how much money, like me as a single trans woman, like, mother would make, like, you make so much money with kids. I was like, Billie, this is the wrong things to be saying. Like,
that's why you want a kid?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
So shortly thereafter that, all of a sudden it's like, she starts like being whatever, and then that's when she starts saying all these things to Victoria about like my friends and like about my cousin, and like being like just creating, and it started to create arguments between like me and my friends and between her and I, because she would be like, I don't trust Kyle, or like Josh is blah blah blah, and it's like, whoa, like,
well, I didn't say anything about Josh,
but I mean, like, you were just.
No, I was gonna say I didn't say anything about Josh.
No, but
Kyle.
I mean, you were like, Billie is wants to fire Josh or like all
Well,
that.
yeah. Well, yeah. I was saying I didn't say anything.
No,
Not
you
Josh.
didn't. No,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but she was like,
you're like, Billy just
Billy
talked
wants
my
to-
ear off about
yeah. Well, she was
firing
standing at
Josh.
the kitchen. And she was like, well, we could fire Josh and hire you both an assistant to share, because I
Yeah.
needed an assistant at the time because I had taking care of my dad. I had like moving into my house. I had a lot of stuff.
You have a lot going on.
Yeah, and yeah, and then just feeding me a bunch of other things. Also, just like going back, I'm like, my head is like spinning right now.
I know,
Just,
and it's
like,
a lot. And we're going
I feel like
back
we're-
here.
To be honest, I feel like we're very ADD at this right now. Like we're very ADD talking about this, because I'm like, do all the viewers know about this? I'm not sure. Anyways, but if you do, you do. If you don't,
Yeah.
just don't worry about it. But yeah.
I'm still kind of like in the what?
Yeah,
Like,
I know. I just like, but anyways, like going back and like, I was just like thinking, I was like, I remember whenever I was sitting on your couch, I was at your house, and I just like look down and I just like look at like, which by the way, I've never met T in my life. And I am very aware that him and you and T like had a little thing, like whatever it was before. And
Yeah.
they weren't dating at the same time as me. Nobody was. I was, when I started dating you, like officially and everything, we were together 24/7. We are
Literally.
always together.
Yeah.
But-
factual information.
I love it.
Yeah. But no, I just remember like Billy is supposed to be your friend, and then I just like look on Instagram, and the first words I hear on her Instagram,
Our podcast.
but it was on her Instagram
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever. It was
yeah.
like on a reel or something, and it goes, so let's talk about Tom Sandoval's dick. And I'm like,
Dude, this
No.
is so
And I'm
this
just
is
like- and
right after
well-
sorry to interrupt. This is right after this New York Times article came out, which was a fucking disaster, by the way. And I was like, and Billy's like, oh, I'm gonna bring T on my podcast. And I'm like, bitter tea? No. I'm like, I don't know. That's such a good idea. Please don't talk about me. Please don't talk about the New York Times
well, babe,
thing.
if you haven't noticed, now mentioning your name ever gets people viewers. When you, I mean, literally, if you looked at Billy's Instagram, obviously my friends are going to tell me and send me screenshots. It was like Victoria, blah, blah, blah. Victoria this, Tom this, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm like, 3 rows, it's just about us. And I'm like, when's your last podcast been? Oh, it's been like weeks. And then I'm like, after that, there was nothing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my God, this is like all you have to talk about. And I'm like, and it's lies. And
I just
but
was
anyways, going back to what I was saying, I thought it was so incredibly rude and like trashy that like
first
somebody
thing
is
that
supposed to be
comes-
your friend and supposed to be my friend too. At the time, Billy was my friend, is like bringing on and not an ex, but like an ex fling or whatever, and then go, let's talk about Tom Sandoval's dick.
literally
and then
the first thing that came out of her
me.
mouth. So T, let's talk about Sandoval's dick.
And then,
And I'm
and
like,
then
Wait,
so,
this is while you guys were
and-
friends.
So just
Yeah.
like, as like a girl, so we are now officially together. I just felt like it was very uncomfortable. She knew like where we were in the relationship, and it was just trashy. And I was just kind of like, oh well, that
just
was
like, and
that was kind of like a backhanded little
Yeah.
thing. But then on top of that, so the New York Times thing that
Goes
happened
on
with
and
Tom.
just talk about the New York Times article
He
the
said,
whole
"Please-
fucking time. I was like, please
please
do
don't-
not talk about it.
Yes, please do not say anything. And then she goes on and says that he has like a low IQ, and says like,
while she's still friends with you.
Oh yeah.
while
yeah.
she walked in the house the day after this, like nothing happens, or
Unannounced, by the way.
unannounced.
That started happening.
Well,
It's like a sitcom.
she, in my opinion, she should have never had a key, but yeah, unannounced.
That's crazy.
Quite often.
I was not walking in unannounced, not having a key. This is not my home.
Right.
Yeah.
This is Ariana and Tom's home. I am not
crazy.
some crazy girl walking in like, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I'm
Surprise.
obviously like hanging out at his house because it
Yeah.
is still his home.
Yeah.
You know, I still feel a bit uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm not staying there. We're going to stay at my house and everything, but like,
yeah.
if we're having like a dinner or like
Right.
watching a movie randomly on the couch or something
Right.
random, or picking up clothes and going back to my house, and she just walks in and I'm like,
Yeah.
This is weird. And then she would, I just remember she would trash Ariana so bad. She'd be like, oh, she needs to get her fucking mail. She needs to clean up her shit, blah, blah, blah. And then she would go to clean. I would just be like sitting at the kitchen table talking to Josh, and she would go to clean, and she would just shove everything in a bunch in like drawers and just like move people. And
I just spent over $1,000 because she threw my Mercedes keys into like a random drawer with the dining room plateware. Just brushed shit in, and like I found my Mercedes key. That was like fucking, I don't even know, $3,000 later that I found it in there. Like many months later after I'd already paid for it. It just became very invasive, and it became to the point where like what happened was where the falling out came from. I'm hearing all these things being said about me to my friends, you know, like, because my friends, I didn't talk to like Kyle or Jason as often when we really started getting more serious, because it's like that new honeymoon stage. And so what Billie did is people like, she reached out to my friends and said, oh, you haven't seen Tom lately because he's drinking every day. He's missing these appointments. He's sleeping in. There's drugs everywhere on the fucking table. It's like fucking ridiculous. First of all, I don't do drugs recreationally. No, I fucking don't do coke, and I don't do drugs recreationally. Like, this is not a Tuesday and I'm gonna fucking drop some E or some fucking 2C or whatever the fuck is out these days. Like, I don't do that shit. Like, music festivals, mushroom trip every once in a while, whatever. But like, I don't do that shit, and I sure as fucking dating somebody who's doing that either, because we wouldn't vibe then.
Okay, so I'm just like literally reading off my phone because it's been so. It has been so long. It's been so long that like I don't think about this anymore, to be honest.
I don't either.
I don't put my like energy towards it, and I also just like forgot like how she spoke so much that like I'm literally have to like write a couple things down. So if I don't get to everything, it's just because I didn't go back and watch the video. I'm just trying to go back off of memory. But anyways, so yeah, she said that I tried to move Ariana's stuff out of the house, which is absolutely not true, or out of the bedroom or whatever. And actually, and this goes back to another thing. So what happened was she was going to Tom's house when Tom was at Trader's. I was not there. I was at my house, and Josh was, his cousin, was at Tom's house watching over the house, and she was getting her plants because Tom was like, you're booted, you're done, get out. Like, I mean, get your things out. And
she had her shit there for a long time.
Yeah, she stored her stuff there. And anyways, I don't know who moved her plants upstairs.
I did. I moved all of her stuff together.
Yeah, I was saying, I don't know. But anyways, apparently she walked upstairs and saw like Ariana's things up there, and just...
Which the reason why that was happening is because Josh needed a place to stay, and literally the main bedroom, the primary bedroom, had been it looked like a hoarder was in there. It was just boxes and shit everywhere. I mean, and literally the other room is for storage, the other one's a gym. So it's like I can't even have Josh stay there because I was staying in the spare bedroom. So I was like, you know, Ariana had not been there for many months. Obviously, she hadn't paid the mortgage since before June. So it was just like, I'm moving your stuff to another bedroom so I can stay in the primary bedroom and Josh can have the guest room because he needed a place to stay for a few months.
Yeah. But what I was saying is, that definitely did not come from me. I would never ever touch anybody's things. I would never tell you to do that.
Especially not, no.
Not especially not anyone.
I know
I
you wouldn't
do that to any woman, and I don't care who you are. Like, I wouldn't want that happening to me, so I wouldn't do that. Secondly, so it was like Josh told me he was like, Billie came over and said, I'm going to have to say something about Tom and I's friendship. He said that Billie said that her manager said that she had to address it like anybody really cares that much.
Wait, address what?
Address the fact that
I'm
her
sorry.
and I are
Address the fact, yes, that they are not friends anymore.
I just
Sorry.
stopped talking to her.
Address it publicly?
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I
she
don't know.
texted me like a few times, and
It's weird, right?
I was so after
she tried to say that the reason why she started all of the podcast stuff was because I made a comment on Instagram.
no.
And that's not true, because well before she was telling, she actually even said it before this a second time to Josh as well. Anyways, it wasn't because of me. That was a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found out there were a lot of lies, and we found out they were all coming from her. This being told to this person, to Jason, to Kyle,
Well, I mean,
like
you were-
the things that was being told. I would be out with somebody, and she'd be like, "You don't want to hang out with that person. You don't want to hang out with this." But like every time, and then
Babe, you
things,
were giving her a baby. You were giving her money. You were getting her nails done. I mean, you got her a
There you go.
laptop. I mean, shit. I mean, she's trying to keep you on, babe.
No, but I don't understand though. Like,
Sorry.
what was the
Bad
motive?
joke. Bad joke.
No, but like, I don't understand. Was she playing like all sides or? Like,
yes.
Oh yeah, she would go up to me, and so what happened was there was like a phone call with our friend and Tom, and I was like, I swear, like what I'm saying is true, believe me, please believe me. And then Tom and I were arguing, and I was like, you guys have to listen to this conversation between me and Billie. And they heard it with their own ears. And I remember
you called
telling
me.
you.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I literally, like, you called me.
I
while
forgot
was
that you
watching.
were in the middle of this.
Like, she had called me literally right after, and she was like, "Scott, I don't know what to do with this information. Like, what the fuck is happening?"
Called her on three-way.
Yeah, and
Heard it.
And it was so crazy too, because like you guys know, like I met Billie like 2 times maybe. We went to the movies together, and then we hung out at the house. And like, to me, I was like, oh, like, she's super cool, like, this is Tom's friend, like, she's super sweet, like, oh yeah. So I met her the first time for one of your performances, and then the second time we went to the movies and stuff.
And this whole time she's acting buddy. It's like,
Yeah.
I find out that she's telling Victoria like, oh well, Tom's like talking to this girl and blah blah blah, like just trying to fucking isolate.
Well, you were talking to girls before me, and also
course.
like in the beginning, because we were both single.
Yeah, but I'm saying like she's just like keeps like.
But she made me feel so insecure, and she's made me feel so terrible, and like I'm also finding out about this affair, so I am literally like
Right at the same time.
I'm literally
as
just like
you're just starting a
I'm
relationship.
literally
Yeah.
so that like put me on
Yeah.
edge. I'm like, oh God, I'm getting fucked over.
Yeah.
This guy's an asshole.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
well, yeah, because
Caused a lot of
we
issues.
spoke about
I already
like
have
some of
trust
your
issues.
insecurities with this, and like this is your first time like dealing with like the public backlash from like someone that you're dating, like someone like
I've been in the public eye,
Yeah.
but I've
Not like
never
this.
had
Yeah.
I've never had public
Yeah.
backlash
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this. And I also did not I knew him before I knew about the scandal and everything.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually happy, because we would not be here right now.
But also, like,
Yes, me too.
I just
Baby.
I hated, like, one of my biggest things was like how people would try to like pretend like they knew who you were.
Yeah.
And I'm like I love you, Tom, but like Victoria's like, I've known Victoria, like we've spent so much time together, like I know you, and when I hear people try to say that like you're manipulative or a bad influence or whatever the fuck they're trying to say, I don't know what they're saying. I don't keep tabs, but like, but like whenever like when you guys told me about what Billie was saying on her podcast, I was like, are you fucking crazy? This is the sweetest girl in the world. Are you serious?
I literally, to be honest, he was at Traders, and I didn't have my he's my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally my best friend now. And I'm like, I didn't have my best friend
She
there.
knew exactly what the fuck
and
she
I
was
wanted
doing.
to like just like cuddle him to sleep, because I was so upset.
Yeah.
I was crying.
No,
I was
I
bawling,
remember.
crying.
Yeah.
I remember I was bawling, crying because I've never had this type of
Somebody going after you like
Yeah,
in such a
your
way.
character.
and then all
yeah.
of these people, and then I'm going on this live, and I'm like having to drop bombs for my boyfriend and like whatever, and then like also like I said before, if you want to make fun of me on a live, it's like, all right, then go live and tell me
Right.
how that feels. I also didn't know any better,
Yeah.
you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I was running off. I was like, can I pee? Like, I remember a moment where I was like, can I pee? And they were like, yeah. And they're like, wait, no, go back. And I'm like, oh, what just happened? Anyways, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
You live and you learn. It's fine. All good. But anyways,
I
I remember whenever that happened, I was curled up in a ball. And then that's whenever I was like, a few weeks after that, I'm like, you know what? I am not going to let this mean girl just do this. Because I actually had a lot of people reach out to me on Instagram and be like, don't give that don't give that energy, or do not give her your energy or whatever. And then people would meet me in person and be like, oh, that's not you. And I'm like, you're
No
right.
shit.
That is not me.
Right, exactly.
it's not either one of us.
Yeah.
It's not. And I'm like, you know.
And it's so funny because it's like there's a lot of people that know you, and you know there's a lot of people that know me, and it's just like it just was completely off base. And
Well, I also think that people, I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but I also think that people, I also think people that, like, you know, because you did something so bad, you know, I'm guilty
wanna
by
jump on that.
association.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but like also it's like you're the easier target. Like they could like going up
I'm new
against
meat.
him. Yeah, like no one knows you. You don't have enough. Like this is we spoke about this before. Like because this is also my first podcast. So like we don't talk to the camera. Like who would know us unless you know us in person?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
we're models. Like we have like
It's
like
it.
we play a part on.
It's our job
camera.
to turn our brain off.
Exactly. Like our job is not to talk to people.
But yeah, so in the beginning of our relationship, it was pretty bumpy and everything, and that was because, you know, the house, there was a lawsuit with the house or something, and then the Raquel coming out with podcasts all the time, which, in my opinion, with Raquel, it's just like, you know, if you're moving on, just, you know, apologize to everyone, move on, and just go about your life.
And obviously, some people did ask, how do you feel about Raquel talking about you every week? It's fucking annoying. It's really annoying. And it's funny that, like, you know, she came at you first and she's sitting there saying, like, oh, you know, she's dating Tom, so she must vibrate at a low level.
I'm
it's like
low vibration.
Low
so she
vibration.
said something about me first, so then
apparently Raquel went away to, you know, because she went away to a, you know, she is now a doctor in psychology. She can diagnose people, call them whatever. And, you know, it's been really frustrating to hear these things over and over, for somebody to just be that obsessive compulsive over this situation and not just do the right thing that she should be doing, that, like, I'm sure people have told her. I'm sure, you know, the Meadows probably told her, you need to move on. And she's just not. I mean, she's talking about stuff, doesn't take really any accountability. You know, she says that I isolated her. It's like, girl, you had your two best friends that knew about this affair when it was going on, pretty much soon after it happened.
Right.
I don't see you
not
isolating
hell
anyone.
no. Yeah. I was very much at her will, in a sense, because, you know, I put myself in that situation, terrible situation. I fucked up. I you know, made bad choices, which I very, very much regret, to everybody who was involved, to Ariana, to my friends, family, to people that just had respect for me before. I mean, I let a lot of people down, and there's nothing that, you know, I can do to fix that. I mean, I did it, and I take accountability. But there were two guilty people doing that. We were both at fault doing that. And, you know, we both kept it going. We both continued to make those bad choices. But it's just like, you know, now there's this lawsuit, and it's like, and the funny thing is too, is like, with this lawsuit, I get a call like a few months ago, you know, from Matt Garrigus, or I can't remember, Matt. Anyways, I didn't hire this guy. He was hired by my other lawyer. I had no idea. I also had no idea that there was this countersuit or anything that ended up happening that got everybody all riled up. That's why I immediately dropped it, and I fired him.
What you're saying is you had no idea that they were brothers.
No, I did. I was told that actually, but I had no idea about the cross complaint being a lawsuit against Ariana.
Okay, I was gonna say I
It
found
was
that
not
so
my
odd.
idea
I was
to
gonna say,
bring
I found
on.
it so odd that they were brothers.
Yeah, no, it was. And then to go ahead and turn around and have my team like suing Ariana, it's like no. Like that is not what I wanted. It was mainly just to I guess because I could be found guilty of stuff that Ariana did or whatever. If she's found at fault, I could be left. But anyways, it's not important. I just want to like get this done. And the thing is like I don't know what her case is like, but it just seems to be after money. So like her team came to my team and basically offered to drop all the charges against me. If I were to blame the NBC, if I were to blame the way the affair was found out on NBC Universal, so it was like NBC Universal's fault
So
that
what
like
does
my
that tell
phone
you?
fell
That
out of
tells you
and
it's-
put me up to it, put me up to all this stuff. It's like
That tells you that it did not hurt her as much as she says it does, and that it's
No.
all about the money.
But I'm
it's
also like,
all about the fucking money.
like this is all. So like
It's a-
it sounds like this is all she has going for her anyway.
It's just
so
evil.
like-
It is. I'm sorry. This is evil. You are going to hurt your friend. You are going to hurt your friend and then sue her and then try to hurt the person that you say that you ran off and we're in love and this and that. And then like, you know, say all these things about him and then say, oh, but I'll actually drop it against you. And then go
The last scene, sorry to interrupt. The last
Well,
scene,
it just, what?
the last scene that she says, "Oh, I was manipulated." etc. It's like, no, girl, you got like Stella got her groove back, if ever. Like you strode into your self confidence and pretty much did whatever. I mean, at that point, like was trying to hook up with every guy on the show. I mean, with me, it was like she even said in the last scene that we filmed together that I saw that you and Ariana were not in a strong relationship, so I went after Tom. I went after you. That's what she said. That we were not happy in our relationship, and so I pursued you. She said that. That is on. That is literally. So and now she's like, oh, he manipulated me. It's like, girl, you're the one that took your fucking clothes off and jumped in the pool. I mean, I was at a fucking going through a midlife crisis, didn't know what was going. I'm not saying I don't take accountability. I fucking did it. I'm just as at fault. But you came on to me first.
Right.
Big time. And you knew the situation. You saw the situation Ariana and I were in. And you pursued me. Your words.
Right.
Rachel, Raquel, Rocky, whoever the fuck you want to call yourself. You did that. And now you want money. And now you claim to be like the biggest victim in all this shit. It's just like, girl, have some fucking self-awareness. You know what I mean? Yeah. I definitely have mine. I know I look like a piece of shit.
I think she does have self-awareness, actually. I think she's just playing the game.
Yeah, well, good luck. Hope you can move on. Anyways.
That's really all I want to talk about with that. I'm excited. You know, Traders is coming out. And we got more tour. We got stuff. Obviously, me and you I'm really excited. The house is going on the market, selling the house, getting it ready, and
Moving
Victoria and I are moving in together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's about time.
You can come to mom and dad's house.
I know. Mom and dad's house, you know, while I'm away in college and
I'm
New
proud
York.
of you too, because it's not just about like moving in with me. It's more of like, you know, you are, you know, separating from, you know, you should separate from the past a bit now, because
This is my first house, so it's like it was a little bit.
I understand, but also it will help you move on.
Yeah.
And it's just healthy. It's just like,
Well, babe, like,
I also don't want to.
nobody's ever gonna live in that house, including you.
I'm also never gonna move in that house. I'm also, if you want a future with me,
Which I do.
because I know that somebody asked on your questions asked if we wanted kids, which we
Oh,
do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You already know.
Well,
Somebody said we would
other
make some
kids
cute ass.
besides me.
Somebody did ask and said that it wasn't a question; it was a statement that we would make some cute ass kids.
You guys would. Oh my God.
I sure as hell hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a boy and a girl.
Yeah. That would be perfect. I think that would be really
You
good.
can
for
be
you
like
guys.
the
I'm gonna be like the uncle slash like the fun uncle slash like
God.
yeah, Godfather.
Godfather.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Get them
I'll
their first
spoil
fake
the
ID.
shit out of them.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
Exactly.
You're asking now. You'd be the
Yeah. Wow, live, guys.
But yeah.
But yeah, I hope that, you know, I hope that answered some questions from people.
we
I'm
were in
sorry.
a little bit of a rush today.
Yeah, we had the rush. We were running a little late. I'm sorry it took so long. I definitely want to do this sooner. We had to rent this space because I'm definitely not gonna have. I don't want to film another podcast from my house or, you know, Ariana and I's house. So yeah, we got this space. We did it. We're back. I'm excited for more episodes, and it was great having you guys on and hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you.
Where can Scott? Where can people find you? That's what people say on podcasts.
Like,
where can they?
This is my first time, guys. Scott Camaran, Camaran. All the vowels are A's. Make it simple for you.
Oh, and he has a skincare line.
I do. That is very true. It's called Very Good Skin. I launched it earlier this year.
You do have very good skin,
You
so
do
that
have
tracks.
very good skin.
That tracks.
It is my little baby. I just launched it in January. I'm coming out with topical products. Right now it's collagen gummies. I think starting from inside is the most important part of your skincare journey, and then working your way outside. And so I hope that people, when they come on to see the brand, they can see that it's not so complicated, and they can just like have healthy skin. And to be honest, I think having healthy skin is the first part of your outfit, first thing people pay attention to. And yeah, so it's all about like skincare, wellness, and so that's my little baby. I model, I act, I do all the things.
Yeah, you just got with Vision, right?
Yes, yeah. I just
Congratulations.
Thank you. I just got signed
proud of
to
you.
Vision LA. They're great. They're amazing, honestly. I'm very happy to still have my foot in LA and be able to come back and visit you guys, but also work while I'm in town. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Nice.
We're happy to have you here.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you. You guys got to come visit me in New York again.
Yeah.
And
We
of
always get
course-
stuck there. when
Yeah,
we're
I
like,
know.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We always
Especially
Every time.
change our flight.
Yes.
We
We're here
always
for 2
lengthen
days,
our
2 weeks
trip.
later.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victoria, it was. I'm glad you got a chance to be on a podcast where you're comfortable.
Yeah, it was a little rushed, but
Yeah.
it's
That's
fine.
all right.
It's all good.
Thought you did
Yeah.
a lot better.
Yeah, au natural.
Anyways, thanks again, guys, for joining us, and hope to see you soon.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.